And then I said, well, what is a small business? According to the SBA, any entrepreneur or any business that has under 500 employees. And I said, well, wow, it's amazing because I don't even have one employee. Most of us don't, right? It's like we're the accountant, we're the service provider, we're the doer, we're the everything. Like we wear all these different hats. That means what? That means we're at a high disadvantage. We think that working for someone else is security, but it's not, because I don't know how many people you know got laid off during the pandemic. They lose their job, they lose their mind, they take their life, like so many people, right? So I knew that for me, I'm like, I can't go back to working for someone else. I've enjoyed too much freedom. I've learned what it's like to just have freedom. If I could just make the freedom make money for me, right? So find a way. So one of the things that I realized was that, okay, so what's the difference between the successful business owner and the business owner that's struggling? And the only difference was the successful business owner knew something that I did not know. They knew something, right? And so what I learned was I needed to find out what they knew. So I started investing in getting mentors. And one of my mentor that I invested in, he was a multi-billionaire. He was the first Black multi-billionaire, had a construction engineering firm. And I was like doing some freelance work for him, building his website, building his portfolio, getting paid just a little bit of crumbs or whatever to do all this work. And I said, man, just, 100 with me. Just keep it 100. How did you build a business? How did you build your business? How did you become a billionaire? Like I can see, feel you. I'm looking at these checks coming in the mail. Dude, you need to give me the game, right? And so guess what he told me? This is when I discovered what I coined the $1 trillion secret to government contracts. He looked at me and he said, the same thing that you're doing for me, you can do it for the government and they will pay you very well. And he was like, and you will kill the game because guess what? You're a woman. And not only that, you're a Black woman doing what you do. Like they will pay you so much money, you won't know what to do with it. And that's all he needed to tell me, right? And so what I learned, this $1 trillion secret to government contracts, 2 weeks after I had gone through my divorce, I landed my first contract and I was able to provide for my son, my kids, pay the bills and all the stuff. It was for literally $70,000 for 28 days of work. So basically just imagine getting paid $70,000 a month, $70,000 for 28 days of work. And I said, and it slapped me in the face so hard that I was like, wait a minute, Okay, they say it takes 2 to 5 years to build a business. That's a lie, because if I'd have known this when I first started, I would have been highly profitable within my first 30, 60, 90 days. They say Christopher Columbus discovered America. That was a lie. There's already indigenous people here, right? And I'm like, all the things that we've learned, and I realized that the education system and the things that we've been taught and the things that we've been programmed to believe has set us up for failure. It set us up to just walk around being regular people that's paying taxes, that's barely making ends meet, while the rich get richer and the poor, you seem to get poorer, right? And the difference between the have and the have-nots was just knowledge and application. And I said, you know what? I'm going to tell every person that has a business how to really make it profitable. I'm going to tell every business that has a business, every person that has a business, about government contracting, because what I discovered was the Small Business Act of America. You look it up. According to the Small Business Act of America, right? So there's all these constitutions and all these acts by which we operate in America. And it says clearly the government spend, from all the millions and trillions of dollars that they spend, they are obligated to spend money with Black and brown business owners. with small business owners, with women in business, all the small business concerned, the disadvantaged business owners, the disabled service veterans, the disabled business owners, like all of those people. And I'm like, all the things that we have been disadvantaged with, you mean to tell me they have money for us? If we start a business, you mean why? Because they understand that 99% of the jobs that are allocated here in America are provided by small businesses. And then I say, well, what is a small business? According to the SBA, any entrepreneur or any business that has under 500 employees. And I say, well, wow, it's amazing because I don't even have one employee. Most of us don't, right? It's like we're the accountant, we're the service provider, we're the doer, we're the everything. Like we wear all these different hats. That means what? That means we're at a high disadvantage, right? So that puts you in a pool of being a highly disadvantaged. And so when I landed that first $70,000 contract, I say, I wonder if I can just go back and repeat the steps and do it again. So I repeated the steps and I landed another one simultaneously. So now my $20,000 a year struggling situation turned into now I'm at $140,000 for 28 days of work here, 28 days of work there. And what I would do was I'll do both jobs in the same day, right? So that's 2 hours over here, 2 hours over there. That's a few hours out of the month for a six-figure business. And I say, I wonder if I can just go do that again. Did it again. Before I knew it, I was already invoicing the government multiple six figures a month, right? It's crazy. My life had changed. Why? Because I found out and I discovered the $1 trillion secret. I found out and I discovered something that most small business owners don't know. And I understood that the government could be your biggest paying client. So no longer was I, for all of those who are like photographers and videographers, people don't have no money. So no longer was I asking people, let me build you a whole commercial for $600. Well, that whole commercial that I can build for the government, they literally was paying me hundreds of thousands of dollars to do the same exact work, right? So the government is the biggest premium paying client, the biggest client that you can acquire. And guess what? They don't run out of money. That's what I discovered.